I'm not Leng. Happy April Fools. Oh my god, did I get you there? Girls, happy April freaking Fool's Day. What a day to be a fool. Yeah, there's that. So I was thinking about the fact that I was talking to a guy not long ago and he said his birthday was April Fool's Day. And I was like, no way. My birthday's 9/11. Anyway, happy April Fool's Day. The day this is going out is April Fool's Day, so that's why I'm making such a big deal out of it, but also because I very much appreciate the sentiment behind April Fool's Day. I like the jest and I like the jokes and I like fun. So I like having a harmless prank. I don't like pranks that actually hurt people or affect people in a detrimental way. I just like fun. Okay, so me saying I'm not Leng, that's an April Fool because that is just so bloody unbelievable. Like, come on now. But actually, to sort of address the elephant in the room, I'm wearing my glasses, which I could not wear them, but then guess what? I can't see you. If you can't see my mirrors, then I can't see you. Cyclist core. But I can't see anything without them on. And normally I just wear a pair of contacts, but I just thought all I need to do is film this podcast. I actually have only put makeup on today to film this podcast because I was supposed to be going out for dinner, but then my friend who I'm going out for dinner with, she needed to reschedule. I said, don't even worry about it, that's fine. I actually have a headache, which I've had a headache today, and I had a headache yesterday. And just before I started recording this, it felt like my chest just seized up and went really tight. And I thought I was going to shit myself because I got so scared. So I thought, I'm not wearing a pair of contact lenses today. So I thought, you're just going to have to grin and bear it and see me in me fucking specs. But they're not that bad. Like, I don't hate them. But I also don't know, like I had a headache yesterday and I like lost vision in my eye, which is a classic, and then I got a really bad headache and my dad was like, do you want me to take you home, because I was working with my dad obs, and I was like, no, I was like, you can't take me home because otherwise I won't get paid. And bearing in mind my dad is the one that pays me, I was like, unless you are going to pay me. And he was like, well, no. And I was like, well, then I'm going to have to grin and bear it. I had like a 20-minute micro nap and I woke up and I was like, this just will not do, like I'm about to like die. Guess what? I trooped through it like an absolute real one. And the rest of the day was fine. And then this morning, again, I was like, is my eye going blurry, or are these just these, like, what are they called? Floaters. I feel like a lot of people get them where it just feels like you have like little spots like coming down over your eye. I was like, have I got floaters or am I dying? Who actually knows? Oh God, don't say stuff like that. But then now my headache's just not gone all day, and I've drank water today. Like, hello, we know I don't play about my Awala. I've drank a whole bottle of this water, and now I've refilled, and I'm probably nearing halfway done of this one as well. And I had to take my Solpadeine because I have my sumatriptan, but I'm very cautious taking my strong tablets when the migraine isn't fully like killing me. Basically, I need it to be so bad to take one of those tablets, otherwise I don't want to waste them, because the doctors can be quite not arsy about giving them out, but obviously they're like strong, and I don't know, you could probably die if you took loads of them. So there's probably, and looking at my medical history, they're probably like, fucking hell, don't give her too much, she might fucking try and pop off her what, I don't know, basically die. Anyway, so yeah, I had to go to the fucking chemist, which was fine. And the woman who served me at the chemist, okay, baddie, I said to her, can I get a pack of Solpadeine? And she was like, yeah, sure. And then she was like, is it for you? And I was like, yeah, it's for me. And she went, are you and she started whispering, she went, pregnant, breastfeeding? And I was like, okay, protecting my privacy, I really enjoy that. I said, no. No, because actually I was gonna say, I wrote down everything I think of that I could ever even imagine talking about on this this podcast. And I did write period shits because I got my period 3 days early the day. In my last vlog, I was like, oh, I've got such a bad stomachache, I don't know what's wrong with me. And then I got a really bad sore throat and an also really bad twitching eye. It started in one eye and then it went to the other. And I was like, okay, well, I'm either dying, I have COVID, or I'm pregnant. And I was thinking to myself, if I'm pregnant, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't know what there is to say about that. I don't know what I do about that. Well, I do know what I do. It starts with A and ends in abortion, but I don't want that. I don't even slightly want that for myself. I've done it before. I didn't enjoy it. Like I said, I've been there, got the t-shirt, got the blood clots, got the nappies that I was wearing for days on end. I don't want to do that again, you know? And so I was like, oh, I hope this morning after pills worked. And then I had these really bad cramps, and I shoved a fucking hot water bottle down my top, and my mum went, all right, fatty. She said something along the lines, and I said, right, why have we normalised, like, this has been very sadly normalised in my sort of circle, but I'm being called fatty a lot. It's probably because I say it to anyone. Like, my dad will eat something and I'm like, okay, fatty. But like in a jestful way. He does it back to me though. Please don't cancel me, okay? My dad is not actually fat, nor am I fat phobic. I just like, hey fatty. Like, I just think it's funny. Like that video. Okay, right. I'm not gonna help myself. But basically, now everyone else has started calling me fatty, and I had that hot water bottle down my top, and I was like, oh my god, I feel so ill. I was like, this is it. Like, goodbye everybody, thank you for your time, I'll see you in the next life, like in another love. And then all of a sudden I started my period the next day, and it came with a vengeance, because I think my body was like, are you serious? Like, I was like, not trying to be, but I essentially was celibate for quite a while, like what, 3-4 months. And then my body was probably like, you bitch, we were having such a fun time, our pH scale was normal, and then you did that. And it's like, yeah, okay, fair. And obviously I took the morning after pill, so it fucks up your okay, me when I need to yawn, but it fucks up your period. So I was like, okay, makes sense. So now I've been on my period ever since, which, can I just say, my period shits are so bad. I know everyone gets pretty bad period shits, but like the other day, I think I was with someone, I can't even remember, but I actually had to sprint, like just put 9 gal in the sprinter. Mash, you're not coming in. Oh my god, I'm going to have to get my dad to let him in, because otherwise he's going to keep barking. Okay, can you let him in? I'm filming a podcast. He will keep barking, I'm so serious. But yeah, I just put 9 gal in the sprinter. I had to run to the toilet and shit, because I was like, I'm about to die. Oh my god, I remember what it was. It was after I went to Wagamama for lunch with Lara, and the food was so nice, and I saw loads of people I used to work with, and it was beautiful. It was a lovely moment. And then I said to her, I was like, we were walking around after, and I was like, I do not feel very well. Like, I don't feel too good, Mr. Stark. I was like, I feel so ill. Like, I just feel so full and like, oh, just gluttonous. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I know what's wrong. I need to shit. And so I ran into the toilet when I got home. And afterwards, it's just like, you're already facing the mammoth task. It's not even a mammoth task, but of wiping your ass after you have a shit. And then you're faced with your front bottom being like, hello, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary 3 times in the fucking toilet mirror. Did anyone else play that at school? When someone did that in front of me, I was like, don't even play. What do you want, Mash? Come up here then. Come on, uppy. Can you see him? If you're watching the video version, you can't even see him. All of that for that. All of that for that. You gonna say anything? No, he's scared of it. But yeah, period shit's just so terrible, so uncalled for, so unnecessary, but there is a reason that happened, and it's because I'm not pregnant. So that is something worth celebrating. So I would take the period shits over having to deal with the blowout of... Sorry, every time I yawn I try and slap myself to stop it, but I can't help it. I'm not even that tired though. But tomorrow I get a little lie-in, because I am not going to work straight away, because I have another ADHD follow-up appointment, because I was supposed to have one weeks ago, and then they were like, oh no, I actually cancelled it because I was in Scotland, and I felt really bad because the woman on the phone sounded annoyed, but I was like, girl, I can't help that I'm in Edinburgh. Like, I'm not going to be able to virtually speak to this doctor. Like, it's not going to happen. So I had to reschedule it, and it's tomorrow, and it's to speak about going on ADHD medication, which is somewhat exciting, somewhat terrifying, somewhat just like, okay, whatever. I feel like it will help, but also I'm scared about, like, I worry about my body adjusting to like new medicines, because I've spoken about this before, but I'm so hesitant to try medications that aren't like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I just don't like putting like medicine in my body. Actually, that's a huge fucking lie, because the minute I even feel a slight bit of discomfort, I'm like, let me pop an ibuprofen. But like anything hormonal or like stimulants, antidepressants, anything along those lines, I'm really like cautious, because I just feel like my body is so sensitive, and like you just hello, when I disrupt its like natural flow of like normality normality, I just feel as if like it really takes like a toll on my body, and I don't want to do that to it. So I'm nervous, but I'm also like extremely, well, I'm not like, I am excited, because it will be something good. Like, something good can come out of this, and maybe it will help me focus on one thing at a time. Like, I do really struggle day to day with just getting stuff done. Just things like filming a podcast, like sitting down and actually filming it, I really enjoy them, and I love editing them back, because I'm like, oh, that was so funny, or like, you know, just a stream of consciousness. But just making myself sit down to do it is impossible. Making myself sit down to edit a vlog can feel impossible, or like just getting it done in like a timely manner. Everything takes me like what feels like years to do, and it's just not, like, it's not it. And I don't wanna, why am I yawning? Please riddle me that. Why am I yawning? But I don't want it to be like that. So going on ADHD medication will be interesting. And I will keep you updated with how it goes. So I have that tomorrow, and then I'm going to work with my dad after, and then in the evening, oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm seeing my godmother for a Nando's. Love a Nando's, love my godmother, and her 2 daughters are coming as well. So it's like, okay, girls' night, okay, girls' night. Like, this is literally just what the doctor ordered. The next night after that, Thursday, I'm seeing the new the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Then I'm seeing the drama on Friday. The Michael Jackson film comes out this month. Like, the cinema is looking gooder this month, and they're showing a load of old films. I say old, but because they're showing the Michael Jackson film, they're doing like this whole run of musical films. So they're showing like Bohemian Rhapsody, Better Man, Rocket Man, Elvis, A Complete Unknown, Walk the Line. So I've booked a couple of those in as well, and can I just say I'm elated for one, because I can't wait to watch Bohemian Rhapsody. Why? Because I love Rami Malek. I know some people think that he's not Leng. I think he is Leng, and that is huge for me, because I'm normally, the thing is, like, if someone's good looking, they're good looking. You can't take away from that. Banjo. Sorry, my dog is now just, he looks like he's, you know those laser beams that you have to like duck under in films? That's what he's doing with all the tripods and the wires. Boy, you're gonna hurt yourself. Don't lay down there. What the funk are you doing? Do you want to come up? Come on then. Sorry. Come on. Badger. Oh my god, your favourite item, Harry Styles and Niall Horan cardboard cutouts, was sold. What is the fucking point? But I think Rami Malek is really good looking. And he's a short king, but I just think he's so charismatic. Like, when people are like, oh, I think he's so weird looking, I'm like, oh, I don't agree with you. Thank you, but I don't agree with you. I think he's so gorgeous looking. I think he looks like he's been carved from the gods. Who is my biggest celebrity crush at the moment? Oh, it's either Paolo Nutini, Sam Claflin, or Skepta. Skepta's always going to be up there for me, because and Paddy McGuinness. I saw those pictures of him from the Men's Health cover that he did, and he's topless. I was thinking, my light is on. Like, me likey, me lighty, like that is just delightful, delicious, like every adjective that you can describe, like, to do with wanting to bite a man's abs. That's how I felt about those pictures. Anyway, so yeah, where was I even going with this? Yeah, happy April Fools. I was going to sit here and be like, oh, me and my ex-boyfriend are back together, but that is not even something to joke about. And I'm not going to go too far into that, because I did make a small vow to myself. My mum was also in the room, that I was going to stop talking about my ex-boyfriend. But like, I think to myself, like, oh, I won't talk about him. And then I'm like, I'm not even talking about him. I'm talking about my feelings towards the breakup. But let's not even get into that, because that is a fucking joke. And I'm not even willing to get into that right now, because no. But I didn't even want to joke about that. Like, last year I was like, I made a joke being like, oh, I'm deleting my YouTube channel. And the people weren't happy with me. They were like, how dare you joke about that? And I said, you know what, that's so true, because when you're right, and they were right. It's not something to laugh about. It's not funny. It's not funny though, is it? It's not funny, because that would be a huge loss to so many people, me being the main one, because my YouTube channel means literally everything to me and then some. So that joke's not coming back out this year. Also, I feel like people might be more tuned into my bullshit. So tomorrow's April Fool's is going to be me saying I'm not laying, and then it's going to be a selfie of me, and then I'm going to say happy April Fool's. And that's like harmless. Those should be your sort of April Fool's prank. I also remember in school when April Fool's was a thing, and then it would get to like midday and someone was like, you can't do it anymore because it's midday. And I was like, who died and made you king of the world? I can do it whenever I want. Thanks very much. Anyway, so yeah, obviously I was supposed to go out for dinner today. Now I'm not going out. I was going to film my podcast after my dinner. I got some tortellini, of course, but I thought no, because otherwise I'll be too stuffed, and then I'll probably need to shit myself for like halfway through, and I'm not getting up, shitting, and then coming back. It's just not happening. So instead tonight, I'm obviously filming this, and then I'm going to have my dinner, and then I'm going to finish reading my book, because girls, the book I'm reading at the moment, oh my shot, okay, I am not one that normally reaches for a crime or a thriller, which I don't really know why I don't let myself just enjoy them, because I do enjoy them. Like this book that I'm reading at the moment, so I've read The Housemaid, which is like the classic, you know, everyone knows it because it got made into a film, whatever. But this book is also written by Frida McFadden. It's called The Boyfriend. Oh my shot. Okay, I found it at the library. I read the description. It's all about this woman. She's in her 30s. She's like having a really hard time finding a boyfriend. She's dating in New York. And then she finds her like perfect man. He's tall, he's funny, he's a doctor, he's charismatic, he's handsome, the sex is great. And then all of a sudden, these string of murders like come together. And one of them, oh my god, I don't want to spoil it, but like this isn't really spoiling it, but like she finds out about these string of murders, and apparently the guy who's done them likes to date the people before he murders them. And then she's like, she should feel safe and she should be happy and whatnot. I'm basically just reading the blurb from memory. And then it's like, but someone's watching her every move, so like how safe is she? And when I fucking tell you, this book, I didn't even know. I said about this on my TikTok, because I was like, I was reading the book while drying my hair today, because I was like, wow, this book is so good. And someone was like, oh, I think she gets a lot of like slack for her writing style. But I think Frida McFadden's writing style is so compelling. Like I just can't put the book down. Like today, even when I had the headache, which I still do, and I'm going to have the headache for however long, but I'm still going to read the fucking book, because the writing is so good and so interesting, and the details are so intricate. And I feel like I've worked like throughout the book, my idea of like what was going to happen and what I predicted was going to be the ending and whatever has changed. So at one point in the book I was like, oh my god, this character is this person, and then I kept reading, and then I was like, wait, no. And she does it so well. Like she'll like hide someone's identity under like a nickname, and then she'll say something that another character does, and you're like, wait, that character sounds a lot like this person. And then you're like, oh my god, are they one and the same? Are they the same person? Do these people know each other? Is this gonna happen to her? Like, oh my god, I'm so excited to finish it. I think I've got like just over 100 pages left, and I'm gonna finish it tonight, because I wanted to read 7 books in March. March has been a bit of a flop month for me, I'm going to be honest. And that was kind of what I was going to say about this episode. It was like, this is my quarter year review, because we are, 3, 6, 9, 12? 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. We're a quarter of the way into the year, not a third. Yeah, this is my quarterly review, because we're a quarter of the way into the year, and so I thought, let's just speak about that. Let's just unpack the weight behind that, because what is so funny to me is that I thought that my year was ruined when I went through my breakup. I was like, this has ruined my year. I can't believe he's done this to me. But actually, that breakup and everything I've felt and done since that breakup has been so good and so crucial to like my growth and how I've been feeling. But anyway, I am so excited to finish The Boyfriend. Let me just finish saying that before I continue, because it's so good, and I just feel like I'm gonna rate it 5 stars, because I'm just so like, I can't get enough. But yeah, I wanted to read 7 books in March, but like I said, I kind of flopped. So I read, this will be the 6th book. So it's not that far off, but I really wanted to read 7. But because I was on Hinge, which is the answer as to why I wasn't reading so much, because I was just on fucking Hinge all the time. And obviously I deleted Hinge. Oh my God, I caved. I re-downloaded Tinder. And yesterday I actually think I matched with about 10 people, and I was speaking to like 10 different people. And each time one of them asked when I was free, I told every single one of them Saturday, which is great because then all of them ghost you at like the same time, so you don't even have to worry about if you're like double booked because you're not going out at all. But still, oh my God. And while I was on Tinder yesterday, I found my brother's account on my swipe page, and it said on his account that he went to the University of Oxford, and I laughed so hard it felt like I had abs 10 minutes later. I said to him, you didn't even I spell uni. And he said, I don't know why it's so funny to you. And I said, it's just hilarious. He said, no one's ever asked me about it. I said, because they could probably tell by looking at you that you didn't go there. I said, no offense, because I can say that. And then he told me that he drove past the University of Oxford, so he can say that he went there. And my dad said it took him longer to drive past than it did for you to drop out. Wait, no. He said something like he was probably there longer than you were, because I obviously dropped out of uni 3 months in. And I said, that's really nice, Poogan. I hope that makes you feel really good about yourself, actually, because that's fucking nasty behaviour. Anyway, so I want to read more books in April. My goals for March were 4,300 subscribers on my main account on YouTube, because I like to set a little subscriber goal to see if I can do it, and I did, which is nice. Obviously I didn't do my book goal, and I didn't do my goal of drinking a bottle of water every day, which is terrible. So April I really need to lock in with drinking water and also not picking my skin, because this month has been so bad for me in terms of picking my skin. January I was actually pretty good at not doing it. When we first broke up, my skin looked so good, and then I started getting more stressed, and I think the more I deeped everything that was going on, the more I started picking at my skin. So my chest is really bad, and so is my face. So I'm not going to pick my skin in April, and if I do, I have to put money into a savings account every time I pick my skin. And I'm not even going to be oh, it can be £1. It has to be either 3 or 5, because otherwise I'm never going to save any money, and I'm never going to stop picking my skin. So that is my biggest goal for April. Maybe I'll be more realistic with books this month, and I'll say 6 books instead of 7. I don't want to even talk about that, but I have so many books on loan from the library, and a few of them are due soon, so I need to read them. So I'm going to do a little sort of series, I suppose, on my TikTok, being these are all the books that I have out on loan. And I'm gonna read all of them before I start borrowing any more. So this is what I'm reading today, and then I'll do a little video speaking about the book, which I think will help me and motivate me. Also, I'm thinking of doing a video on my main channel on YouTube, speaking about all the books that I've read so far this year, because I should have done it as a monthly thing, being this is all the books I've read in January, but I didn't. So there's not much I can do about that now, and I could do 3 individual videos, but I don't want to do that. So I think I'm just going to do one big one of here are all the books that I've read so far and what I thought of them, because I think when I finished The Boyfriend, I would have read 23 books. 23, let me have a look. Inside your chest, we were doing so well, but you were scared to be held. Yeah, that will be my 23rd book, which is just insane to me. 23 books? I couldn't even dream of doing that most years. And last year, obviously, I only did 16. So now 23 feels so impressive to me. I'm wow, you really are that girl. Been that bitch. Still that bitch. Anyway, so yeah, I actually read a book the other day. Oh my God, it was so bad. I rated it 1 star, which I don't think I've ever shouted at a girl like this before. I don't think I've ever rated a book 1 star before, but it was Maybe Not by Colleen Hoover. I picked it up because it was in the short stories section, where the books are less than 200 pages. This book, I actually can't even tell you how bad it truly was. It was smart, but not good smart. And what was the most surprising thing about it is it was from a male's perspective, and he was just so degrading towards the woman in the book. And I know that the whole point was that he like really fancied her and they had like sexual chemistry or whatever bullshit she was trying to like convey. But it was so hard for me to believe that that book was written by a woman, because what? I actually believe Colleen Hoover hates women. I haven't even read any of her other books, but I've seen 2 of her films. No. Yeah, 2. I saw Regretting You and I saw Reminders of Him. And from both of those films, I question how anyone reads the books. I had Verity and I had was it called like Ugly Water? I can't even remember. And then I also had It Ends With Us, and I gave all of them away, or I sold all of them on Vinted. I can't even remember, because I was like, there's no way. And also, like, after reading what her son did, I think he has a charge against him for like sexual assault, and obviously she blindly defended him. So I was like, oh yeah, fuck you, I'm not gonna do this. But this obviously I didn't have to pay for because it was from the library. But it was so bad, and it is testament to the fact that I will literally read anything and everything like in my like path, because what the fuck, like the book was so bad and the smut wasn't even good. Like, if you are gonna do a smut book, at least make the sex nice and believable and like tasty to read about, not something where I'm like, oh. And like the whole thing about like the main woman in the book like she worked at Hooters. That doesn't feel right to say with an English accent. Hooters. I was just like, right. I was like, oh no, I don't like this. I don't like this one little bit, and I hated it. And I really hated it, and I read it in like less than a day, because I was like, I just need to get this over and done with. And now I had a notification being like, this book is due back soon, and I'm like, go keep it. I'm bringing it back, and don't ever let anyone borrow that again, because what? But then I think about the fact that that is some people's like bread and butter with reading. That's like their thing is like Colleen Hoover, and to that I say, how are you doing that? Who is texting me? No, who is that? It was so bad. It was awful. I can't get over it. I also just can't believe that I put makeup on just to film. That's so much commitment. The other day I did a face mask. I did a sheet mask, which I bought a sheet mask in Boots, and they were like 66p. One of them was even cheaper as well. I bought like 2 of each one, and they were so cheap. And I put this face mask on, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to leave it on while I read. So I left it on for an hour. So when I took it off, it was like, for like dry clay. Like I was like, but it was so good. It was like a Boots own one. It was 66p. It was stunning. And I took it off, and I was like, even though I have real red marks on my face from where I cannot stop picking it, my skin feels pretty good. And that made me feel really good about myself. And so now I'm like, maybe I should do face masks more often. But a lot of the time, I'm not normally a sheet mask person, because I find them a bit uncomfortable. Because if they start like slipping and sliding around my face, I'm like, oh God, oh, open a window. Oh, open a window. Like, no, this isn't good for me. This isn't good for me at all. Speaking of opening a window, my window is open, and my windows have been open all day, actually, even when I was driving around with my dad in the lorry, because I was so hot. I actually feel quite ill. Like, while I'm sat here recording this, I'm like, oh, I don't feel that good, which is scaring me, because I need to finish this book tonight. Unless I lie and say that I finished it in March, when actually I finished it in April. But I don't want to lie. That's not what I want. But I also really don't want to say I only read 5 books in March. But also I think I need to give myself grace. But also I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I just can't. Like, there's so much to say. Like, hello. I don't know why my head hurts so much. It's probably from being around idiots. Do you think that might be what it is? The other day I went to Iceland because I needed Dr. Pepper, obviously. Maybe I needed Dr. Pepper because I haven't had any caffeine today, and that never goes down very well. But I went to Iceland, and as I was driving in, I saw this car, and I was oh my God, Mash just let out a very heavy sigh. I was driving in, and I saw this car, and I was like, okay, what the fuck have I just seen? And on the car, they had painted the St. George's flag over the EU little sticker bit of the number plate. And then next to it on the actual, like, boot of the car, they'd drawn another St. George's flag in paint. And I thought, okay, so if anyone was confused as if maybe if you are an absolute twat or not, now there's double confirmation that you are, and that you voted for Brexit. You are possibly the worst person I've ever met. And it was like a little red Honda Jazz, and I thought, is this a man or a woman? Either way, it doesn't matter either way because they're obviously just a piece of shit. But like, what are you doing? Like, also, like, what did you think that was going to accomplish? Like, doing that? Did you think like, oh yeah, that's stick it to the man? Like, who? Oh, I've got itchy nose. Who are you? Like, who the fuck are you? I just don't get it. Like, people like that, I'm like, what are you trying to prove? Oh, I love my country. Why? There is literally nothing great about Britain. I'll die on that hill. Actually, no, I'll take that back, actually. There's a few good-ish things about Britain. Like, what pisses me off is that the Union Jack is so cunty, but wearing it, I'm like, I want you to know I'm wearing it in, like, a green, I love empathy, I love people, I want everyone to have rights sort of way, not in a stop the boat sort of way. You know what I mean? So it's difficult, but I do want to reclaim the flag because that shit is kind of chic. And there are a few little cunty tops and jumpers that I could think of that I'd like, but I'm just a bit scared because I don't want to send off the wrong message or give the wrong vibe. You know? I don't feel like that's right. But who knows? Who knows? Actually, this is something I want to know. Are iced coffees gay? A man asked me this the other day. He said, are the boys in his group chat? I said, pause. He said, we're speaking about coffees, and they said, are iced coffees gay? And I said, I don't know about that. He said he only drinks black coffee. I said, do you hate fun? Because that to me is just depriving yourself of fun. But then again, why would you as a man order a flat white and get latte art? Why would you do that? Like, I don't know, I just feel like I couldn't possibly say whether iced coffees have sort of gay undertones or not, because I think if you enjoy it, just drink what you like. But also, now that someone's asking me the question, I can't help but think about it. And I couldn't help but wonder, are iced coffees gay? You know, I just don't think about that sort of thing. Also, apparently everyone's either a frog or a rat. Now, I would confidently say I'm a rat because I'm a bit of a scrounge. And I also am not scared of disease. Wait. Yes, I am. I've got such bad health anxiety. But, like, I'm not scared of germs. Like, not even in the slightest. Like, when my mum was ill with COVID, I was like, I don't mind. Because, like, what's going to happen? Like, I've had COVID 3 times. I feel like germs should fear me more than I should fear them. But I do think I'm more rat-like. Let me know what you're more like. Are you more of a rat or a frog in your opinion? I think I'm more of a rat. Well, I know I am. I feel like frogs are great, and I love them. I do love a frog. When I see a frog, I feel quite moved. I'm like, oh, hey. But I do think I'm more rat-like. Is anyone else get that vibe from me? Let me know. I also wrote in my notes, cut for Zayn, because it was 11 years since Zayn left One Direction the other day. And obviously people were sharing how they reacted to the news, which I don't even think I had much of a reaction when it happened because I was a closeted One Direction fan, because I think because of how old I was. So when One Direction were formed, I was 9, I think. No, not even 9. They were formed in 2010, so I would have been turning 9. So I was like 8. So obviously when they started getting a bit more popular and like going on their world tours and stuff, I was like, what, like 12, 13, and I feel like where I was and in school, people thought it was really lame to like One Direction, so I was a bit of a closeted fan, but I was a Louis girl. I actually remember going to the dentist or the orthodontist, I can't remember which one it was, and my mum was like, you did really well, so you can get a poster, and I got the poster of Louis, you know, the posters of the One Direction boys with like a backdrop. I think mine was like purple, and at the bottom they had their names signed, and I was like, Mum, I can't believe he signed it. And she was like, I don't think it's actually like his signature, like I don't think he wrote it himself, I think it was like copied and pasted. And I was like, oh, like why are you trying to steal my nachos, like just let me have this. And I remember I put it up on my wall next to my bed, and then I put my MAC lipstick on, and it was like this bright pink shade. Like, it was called Chatterbox, I remember, because I got it in Australia, so I would have been at least 11 or 12 at this point. and I kissed the picture of him, and I put a picture of it on Facebook. And I remember my mum's friend at the time being like, why did you kiss that poster? Because she was like, you're too young to be doing that. And I was like, oh, if I was going to the One Direction, I would full body shave. Like, I remember before I had boobs, when I was like completely flat chested, I used to ask my mum for a bra, and she'd be like, she would always humble me. She would be like, I'll buy you one when you have something to put in one. And I was like, girl. But like full body shaving for One Direction, I think that's so real. Oh my god, Mash is dreaming. Mash, it's okay. Mash, wonder what he dreams about. My dreams at the moment have been so cursed. I dream about my ex-boyfriend all the time. I just don't. I actually have been having daydreams about Angelina Jolie and Maleficent, which I really want to rewatch that film because I love that film. Like, say what you want, I think that's a fantastic film. I think she eats up any role that she does, but she was so good in that film. And then the Lana Del Rey version of Once Upon a Dream, I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. I love that song. And I remember seeing a video on TikTok of Harry Styles in this like fully like sequin, or like, I don't even know what it was, but it was like this silver sparkly top, and that song was in the background, and so like the caption was like, I've never moved on. And every time I hear that song now, I think of that picture of him, and I'm like, wow, you do low-key look like scrumdiddlyumptious. Like, you look a little bit gorgeous. Yes, I'll give you that. Even though I'm not a huge fan of how he's looking now, but I don't know, man. Like, I just think a haircut on a man is so important. Like, if I see a man on Hinge, no, take that back. I mean Tinder, or in real life, and I'm like, oh, you are gorgeous, but like, you do not know what haircut to get. That's really sad to me, because it's like, knowing how your hair looks good, or like when your hair looks good and what style it looks good with, like, that is a superpower. Like, I know deep down in my heart that this is the colour I'm meant to be. And so I posted a video the day when I got my hair done, and someone commented on it, you need to be brunette or something. They were like, you'd suit brown. And someone else replied, yeah, I agree. And I was thinking, I really appreciate you bigging me up, I truly do, but I also know that that is categorically not the truth, because when I did have brown hair, I was chop suey. Like, I was getting the helicopter to college every day. Like, I don't agree with you, sadly. I just don't think brown is my colour. Maybe if I got a nice shade of like chocolate brown. And there are some days that I'm like, oh, I'd love to be a brunette, because I feel like brunettes can rock a slick back better, especially when my shade of blonde, because like when I put gel in it, I think it just looks a bit greasy and a bit weird. But then again, that doesn't stop me from doing it. But like, I think they can do a slick back better than some blondes can, and by some blondes I mean me. And I also think they can get their hair shinier. Like, they can use that like glaze stuff, and then like their hair looks like glazed, basically. I don't think that you can really achieve that as much on a blonde, but then also saying that, I would rather dye than not be blonde. So where does that leave us? Who knows? It leaves us with I'm not being brunette, so there's that. But I think this hair is great. At the minute I get my hair done as well, I feel so confident. And like, today I was walking around Sainsbury's, and even if someone just makes eye contact with me, I'm like, oh, you want me? Like, this isn't even eye contact, but the other day, my cousin, oh my god, you girls, you know my cousin, she's been on my podcast twice. She's like my sister. Oh my god, I can't even speak about it. She's everything. She got accepted into university a while ago, and then she submitted a portfolio, and they changed her offer from conditional to unconditional. And I was so happy for her. I was so proud of her. I still am. And I do think about the fact that she will be moving out and away in like a few months, and it makes me feel a bit sick, but whatever. Anyway, I was like, why don't you come round and we'll just watch some videos tonight? And she was like, yeah, okay. She came round, and I was like, okay, let's get a kebab to celebrate, because we love the kebab from our local kebab shop. And we also were like, we're going to watch Love Island, because we were watching clips of like the funniest moments from Love Island the night before. But I was like, no, I actually want to rewatch a series of Love Island. So we're rewatching series 5 at the moment, which is Molly May and Tommy's year, which is not my favourite year. But then again, Curtis is on that year, and I don't know what it is about Curtis Pritchard, but I love him. I know he's so cringe and like everyone hates him, but like I can't help but low-key love him. Anyway, I think my favourite season is Alex and Olivia's season, because I liked the old villa better. then saying that the new villa is not. Anyway, the point is, I don't know what the point is. But anyway, we went to the kebab shop to pick up our order. The minute we walked in, one of the guys, who I don't see him there that often, I don't know if he was like one of the newer ones or because they're all related, and I know that for fact, he went to me like, hello sexy girl, and I genuinely did not know how to react. And whenever a man says something like that's meant to be complimentary towards me, I just feel like I seize up, and this is exactly what I did. I went, ah! That's all I did. And my cousin looked at me and she was like, what? And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say. I don't know, like, what do you say to that? What do you say to that? It was the same when I was in Edinburgh. Me, James and Sophie walked past someone and they looked at me and they said, you look beautiful. And I went, so do you, thank you. That noise is just what escapes me first in every scenario. I genuinely think that it's like the first thing my brain thinks to do. And afterwards we walked out and Tilly was like, what? And I told my mum, and my mum was like, oh. I was like, I just didn't know what to say. Like, I could have said like, oh, stop it. But I do also feel like I'm a bit rusty. I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So like now I just feel like I react that way in so many situations. Like, there's been so many scenarios where the first thing I do is just make that noise. And maybe I need to work on that, and I need to work on my social skills. But I also feel like it's gotten me this far, so why would I change now? I also think it takes people by surprise, and I like people not knowing what they're going to get with me. Like, I feel like what you see is what you get, but I also am quite good at keeping people on their toes, on their toesies. Would you agree? Would you agree with that? I don't know. Speaking of Love Island also, I applied to go on Love Island in 2022, which I have spoken about this before, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't get in because I think I'm too funny. I don't know though, but I was like, oh, I applied to go on in 2022 because all my friends were like, you could win on your own because you're so funny. And I was like, wow, that's such a kind thing to say, thank you. But I do think that if I went on Love Island, it would ruin my life, not just because like of all of the awful negativity you get while you're in there and people just thinking that they know who you are and just telling you the most awful, heinous things about yourself, but because I just don't think I'm built for it. Like, there were so many points, even in the first episode, that I was like, I couldn't do that. Like, when they're driving in and they're sat on like the back of the car and they just have to like be like, ah, ah, ah. Like, I can do that, but like I can't do the, oh my god, look at the villa, oh my god, yay, like I just couldn't do that. Like, I feel like people would be able to see through me immediately, and I was just thinking I couldn't do that. I don't think I would. There's some places in my box that are just so hard to reach, I would not be able to shave them. And like, they want you to wear a bikini that's basically just like a bit of floss. Like, they don't want you to cover up at all. So there's that. My arse is not made for it. I have cellulite. I have back rolls. There's all of those things as well. I also do not look that good without makeup on, and I doubt there's like a beautician there to do my eyelashes every 3 weeks when I needed an infill. That's if I lasted that long. I also think if I walked into a villa, and I know it's normally the girls have to step forward for the boys. Okay, my mum's just texted me, sorry. But if the boys had to step forward for the girls, and I walked in and none of the boys stepped forward for me, I'm jumping in that pool and I'm not breathing. Because what? That's so humiliating. But then also, like, maybe I could just stand there and be like, well, you're all ugly anyway. And also, like, walking around in heels all day or like wedges. I'm already 5'9". I'm basically 5'10". So are we doing Love Island with like NBA All-Stars or what? Like, I'm not playing around here. I also just think, like, just the logistics of it, and like, I would want to be in that pool all damn day. Like, I would be swimming around all damn day. But also, like, being like, can I pull you for a chat? And then being like, oh, I like you. Oh no, sharing a bed with someone, like, immediately, like, I talk in my sleep, I dribble, I grind my teeth, I snore, I'm like a really loud mouth breather. if like they tried to spoon me and I wasn't feeling it as well, I would just tell them to fuck off on live TV. They don't let you smoke or drink that much in there anymore, so it's like, where's all the fun for like the club nights? Also dancing with no music on for when like they do the little party scenes, I couldn't do that. Also when they introduce the people and you have to be like, I'm Maisie, like imagine me, I'm Maisie, I'm 24 and I work with me dad in the lorry sucking up shit all day while I eat sandwiches and read my book. Oh yeah, that's gonna bring all the boys forward. That's gonna bring all the boys forward, isn't it? And then in between, like having to dance, being like, no, no, you couldn't torture me into doing that. And then having all the pictures of myself in the background, I would just be staring at it the whole time, being like, are you getting this? This is a lenger. This is a generational lenger. Like, I just don't think I could do that. Also, I feel like with Love Island as well, as a woman, you cannot do anything alone. Like, I'm sort of more lone wolf vibes. So if I wanted to speak to someone, I'd be like, can I speak to you? And then if there was like an altercation or like we had an argument and then all the girls came over being like, what's happening? I'd be like, oh, love my girls 1000%. Thank you all for being here, but also low genuinely, can I talk to him on my own? And I just feel like you can't do that. It's like pack mentality in there. Like no one gets left behind, especially in those girl groups. Like they're not having it. But then I also think if I didn't get on with someone, it would be awful for me, and I would just walk around all day like being anxious or just like beefing with my chick while I'm in jail. Like, I just don't think I would be able to do it. And then, like, I just think I'd start so many arguments. It's the same as me being on Big Brother. Like, I think I would just be so argumentative, and I just don't think it would be healthy for anyone involved. So those are one of the many, 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 many reasons why I don't think I could go on Love Island. But I say all of that, and I think if I was offered to go on Love Island, I would say yes, because I just think I would do it for, like, a laugh. But I also would not be on there to find love, because realistically, if I can't find it on my own, how am I going to find it in a villa in where, like, Mallorca? No. And then also, like, the challenges. Like, if I found out from a challenge that, like, the country thought I was most tapped, like, what do you do then? Can you have death by whipped cream? Like, what happens? Or, like, recoupling and no one chooses me. I'd just be like, well, I hate all of you. Like, I'm not level-headed enough to go on a show like that where you need to, like, I know all of them don't put their pride aside, but like you kind of need to try, and I just don't think I could. So there's that as well. Like, there's just so many levels to why I couldn't go on Love Island, but you know, I'd give it a mighty good try, and I do feel like I could win it. Surely, like, come on now. But be realistic. I think I could win Love Island. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like also I can't go into Love Island while I still live at home. But then again, I was watching this season 5 and fucking Tommy Fury was 20 years old when he went on Love Island. Like, oh, well, I want to settle down. Why? Why? But it is humbling. Like, oh my God. Even being on Tinder, like, Tinder is not obviously where I'm going to find my soulmate. Hello, I've already found her. She's my best friend. But I just think going on Tinder and telling people you still live at home, and every time I tell someone I still live at home, I then bring up the story of how I thought I was going to move to Brighton, but then my relationship failed, and I love to see how they react to that. Sometimes they're like, oh, that sucks. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. No fucking shit. Or I'll just be like, oh, I was literally on the cusp of moving out. No, I wasn't. I never wanted to. And I had no plans to. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a flat there. I didn't have anything because I was never going to fucking go. But that's what I tell people. I also tell people that when someone asks me what I do, I tell them I'm a waitress still. I tell them that I work in hospitality, because I was like, how do I tell you that I'm a professional dosser working with my dad all day? It's a little bit hard to put into words. I actually got unmatched by some fucking wanker who was, no word of a lie, he was a banker and a wanker. And he was like, oh, what sort of like profession are you in? And I said I worked in hospitality, and he immediately unmatched me. And I was thinking, get to fuck, you big-headed prick. Anyway, I feel like that just sums up how my year's going. My year's actually going very well, I would say. Apart from this migraine that I just feel like is getting worse, so I do have a bad feeling that I will not be able to finish my book today. I might have to go to bed after this, have some tortellini, and then hit the fucking hay, because I feel quite rough, girls. Like, these lights have definitely not helped. They're so bright, but like without the lights, the lighting would have been terrible. And what's worse, a migraine because of like good lighting, or a migraine in an episode that's really badly lit. It's always lit with me, so it's gonna be the first one, isn't it? I just don't understand where these migraines come from. I've been dealing with them since I was 12. Oh my god, that sounded like a bar. I do not. Gabby Hanna, we fucking suck and lie for this. But yeah, my year's going pretty well. I'd say so far. I don't even know what my best month has been. They've all had their ups and downs. But, oh my god, when couples say that on their fucking Instagram, oh, we've had our ups and downs. Did he cheat on you? What did he do? What did he do? Oh my god, that just reminds me of Love Island now. I might have sucked at it. Oh my god, that is so funny. Like, that is when I'm like, okay, maybe there are great things about Britain. Like, some of the clips that come out of Love Island, like, that is hilarious to me. That is so oh my god, sorry, just speaking of great things that have come out of the UK, I was thinking about SNL UK. I'm not saying that's a great thing that's come out of it because I haven't watched it, but Jamie Dornan, that's the tweet. He is Leng. Watching him in Once Upon a Time, that changed everything for me. I saw him and I was like, I know you. He is gorgeous. He is so gorgeous. I love him. I love it. I don't even know anything about him, but I love him. There are just a few men, like, just, and they're mainly British. Yeah, Sam Claflin, Paolo Nutini. Obviously, Paolo Nutini's Scottish, Jamie Dornan is Irish, but still Lengers. Still from this sort of united-ish kingdom. I don't really know, to be fair. To be fair, though, what's still absolutely mourning that Willeni is not playing the Sidemen charity match when I'm going to that this year. So, what's that about, mate? You could have had all this in a bag of chips. But no, whatever. Like, I literally, whatever. Just, like, play hard to get, whatever. Honestly, girls, I thought I was going out on a date this Saturday. He seemed really keen, really interested, then just started airing me. And I thought, you know what? Whatever, because every single time this happens to me, and this is what you need to remember, every time you speak to a man, even he could be cream of the crop, afterwards, if he treats you like shit, if he messes you around, what do you say? I'm Lenger than you. So does it matter? Probably not. And on that note, I actually feel like I'm about to pass out because my head hurts so much. So I may have to take a strong tablet. Happy April Fool's Day to me, because this migraine is no fucking joke. Thank you for watching or listening, whatever you did. I hope the glasses weren't too much of a distraction. I'm sure I still look like semi-Leng, but you know, you can never be too sure. I am now going to go and possibly eat tortellini, maybe shit myself, and then go to bed.